The objective of this lesson is to learn how to round numbers within 9,999 with the use of a number line. Typically, we are used to seeing a number line horizontally. Today, we will take a shift on the number line and look at it vertically. By using a vertical number line in this lesson, we will be able to see the value of numbers as we round. We will start off the lesson by using the horizontal number line students have been exposed to in 3rd grade. The first problem we will do is to round 58 to the nearest 10. First, students label the tens on both sides of 58. In this problem, it is 50 and 60. We also know that 55 is in the middle of 50 and 60. By having the middle number placed on the number line, it helps students see where to correctly place their numbers on the line by having a halfway point to visualize. If I place the number 58 on the number line, I would notice that 58 is between 55 and 60, and it is closer to 60 than 50. So when rounding 58 to the nearest 10, it rounds to 60. If I took this same number line and rotated it vertically, many things would look the same. The 50 would now be at the bottom of the number line and the 60 at the top. This makes it easier for students to visualize. Students can pretend that the number line is an elevator. Each tick mark could be a floor. As you go up, the floors are greater in value. As you go down, the floors decrease in value. When numbers get really big, using a vertical number line allows more room for the numbers on paper, as well as being more visual for the student. Let's take this knowledge and round a larger number. Let's round 475 to the nearest 100. 400 would go at the bottom of the number line, and 500 would go at the top. I then can think to myself, what number would be in the middle of 400 and 500? I can place 450 in the appropriate place on my number line. Now it is easier for me to see that 475 would go between 450 and 500. I can circle 500 to show that 475 rounded to the nearest 100 is 500. Now we can extend this practice with a number even greater in value. The next number we will round is 4,382 to the nearest 1,000. I mark 4,000 and 5,000 on the number line. I also need to mark my halfway point of 4,500. This helps me more visually see what numbers my number would fall between on the number line. I place 4,382 below 4,500. I then can see that 4,382 is closer to 4,000 than 5,000. Therefore, my number rounds to 4,000. Our last example is 8,215. This time we will round to the nearest 100. Students need to be mindful to what the question is asking. It is common for students to immediately think they are rounding to the thousands place simply because the number is in the thousands. But as students focus on the problem, they will realize this situation is asking for me to round to the hundreds for this thousands number. My number is 8,215. I can think of the hundreds closest to it. 8,200 and 8,300 are closest. The next step is to find what number goes in the middle of the two. 8,250 can then be marked on my number line. 8,215 goes below 8,250. So 8,215 rounded to the nearest 100 is 8,200. In this lesson, we were able to round numbers through 9,999. We met this objective as we were able to build upon students' background knowledge from 3rd grade rounding, as we applied the skill for greater numbers with the use of a vertical number line. Students created benchmark numbers, halfway points to make the rounding process more visual for them to understand.